handles, what you do, all that good stuff.
My name is Keaton Shaheen. I go by Flyte musically. I've been writing music for like 7 years, but recording, like creating for 4 years. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not too new to it. Been around. So.
That's what's up. All right, so tell me about some of the websites that you use and how you benefit from them as an artist.
When I started out, as far as distributing my music, I was putting it on DatPiff, where like mixtapes go for hip hop and stuff. I was doing DatPiff, Hot New Hip Hop, SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, and like now that I have like more of a following and like I'll actually get numbers on each track that I put out, I just put everything on one site, SoundCloud. So like I can traffic all numbers onto one site, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of like getting sporadic numbers on this site, that site, this site. Now it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna put my whole mixtape on one site and direct all numbers there. So that's what, as far as websites go, I just distribute my music there.
All right. Do you also use like social media to kind of like get in contact with different artists and stuff?
Yep. On my SoundCloud, there's links to like my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram. Like, you know, then I put like Keaton Shaheen, but then like my ad name is like Flyte 704. So I definitely post like a lot of music stuff there. People can connect with me, ask me questions. I get like after I drop my new mixtape, this chick from Scotland hit me up, and like and that just shows you like how like it's not local anymore. As soon as you hit websites or social media, it's not local anymore. You're like literally can reach anybody in the world who might just happen to find it, even if they don't follow you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was really cool, and that just happened. So.
Okay, that's awesome. So, do you think you would have made it as far as you have now at your age if you were trying to do music maybe in the 90s or the 80s?
Yeah.
Or do you think you still would have? Do you think you still would have gotten as many people listen to you now, or do you think it'd be the same? Or
hypothetically, I mean, no, like not at all. Just because of how, I mean. No, they didn't have the advantages that we have today. Like, you know how like every high school kid is like a rapper.
Yeah.
Like everybody's rapping. Like anybody these days could like buy $100 mic and just put out music. Back in the day, it was like, okay, like earn the reputation. Like, are you actually doing this? Is it your craft? And like you just start building from the grassroots up.
Yeah.
Now there's like technologically famous people. Like you might not even have a show from them, a live concert. You might not really know them, but you know, they might have 50K followers on Twitter or something like that, and they're like famous online. So I don't know if I'd be where I'm at today without today's technology, but I would still be trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, technology is definitely a huge help just in gaining exposure all over the place that they couldn't do back in the day. So.
All right, this is a kind of question I've been kind of thinking about and trying to want to explore more. But when it comes to like doing collaborations, I'm sure you do a lot of collaborations or whatever. Because I remember like back in the day, you would have to actually go in the studio and like actually meet with the artist. But now it's like you can just send it to them. Yeah.
Exactly.
So like, I just want to know how you feel about that. Like, do you think that's awesome, or do you think that's kind of taken away from some things?
Both for sure. Because then like on the mixtape I just dropped, I had a feature from a dude in Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying? And like I literally just laid down the tracks, sent it to him. He said like he laid down the track and sent it back. So now it's, I mean, I talked to him, like we text, like I've called him up a few times, but you know, there's nothing like making music personally, collabing in the studio, hours on a song. But now like the way technology's moving, I literally made a song with a dude from Indianapolis that I've never met, but it came out great just because he sent it to me. I put it all together. So it's an advantage, but then it's also a disadvantage if you're trying to make the raw, like, natural collaboration in the studio, stuff like that. So it's got both sides.
All right, this is my last question. So do you think there's anything negative about how music is kind of becoming more digital, or do you think it's all a positive thing?
Taking music illegally is probably the worst disadvantage. Rappers all the time will talk about it. Eminem, Royce the 5'9", like they did like a whole collab album talking. You know what I'm talking about? And it was just, and they had this one song like especially made for just everybody who's been stealing their music. So the worst part is not paying for the music that these like well-known artists are trying to sell and make money from. So that's probably the biggest disadvantage. But other than that, I mean, it's expanded how music is heard and listened to every day. So yeah, I mean, other than the money aspect, it's pretty cool. You can search anything on Google and find independent artists, famous artists, up and coming artists, it's a lot easier to hear any type of music that you just kind of want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So overall, it's true.
Okay.
It's positive.
All right. I like that.
But
Well,
yeah.
that's all I have for you. Unless you have anything else you want to say.
That's it. Check me out. Check out my SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? Flyte 704.
Awesome.
It was another long day. A group of people walked by our shack
Dougie on a beat.
and scorned our developments. Few envision our success. Many watch and believe we are bluffers. But we are close. We have never been so close. 3